A Halfling Sonder, Sven's Story, by Illyria Valischin. Chapter 2. Several hours pass before Sven is stirred awake from a loud pounding on his bedroom door. "Sven! Sven!" His mother calls out from the other side of the door. Groaning from the bed, Sven calls back, "Ya! You lazy thing! It is already high noon and you're still sleeping," she says while opening the door, then gives a small frown seeing the state of his room. There is clothing strewn all about. A few blankets have been tossed haphazardly into a pile by the door, while other things are scattered about on every flat surface of the room. Sven looks around and then just flops back in his bed. Unable to handle the mess, she begins to straighten up the blankets near her. "Well, I was out all night trying to find Kerp, which I did," he says a bit groggy. She looks over to him. Where did he get himself tangled up now? As she settles down on the edge of his bed and continues to fold the blankets. "You know him, helping all those around, whomever he can," Sven says. Giving a sigh, she looks over at him. "Have you become part of his help on this run?" A bit of concern crossing her face. "Nah, I don't care to be around the people he's helping." He knows. She is thinking that he has been out bootlegging all night and just didn't get caught. Leaning over, she gives his face a soft touch. "Are you going to be finding an apprenticeship soon?" With a flash of frustration and a deep sigh, Sven bluntly says, "I am trying," then tosses his blankets to the side. Now more irritated with his mother and her persistent need for him to find an apprenticeship, he grabs the nearby clothing and tugs them on, then grabs his pack and throws it over his shoulder, just leaving her to deal with the mess of his room as she sees fit. Storming down the stairs, not wanting to be home anymore, he throws open the front door and steps out into the salty sea air. The sounds of the village, very much alive, surrounds him as he stands in the midday sun. The aromas from the lunch meals add another layer to the air wafting about. At times he really loves living near the harbor and all the shops. However, this was not one of those days. The traffic bustling about and the smells only added to the irritation that had started to build. Taking a deep sigh inwards, he closes and locks the door. As he hears the sound of a little one running up behind him, accompanied with little sobs. Sven looks down at the little girl. "What's wrong?" "My dolly is missing," she sniffles while wiping her face in her sleeve. "Where was it last?" Pointing to the fence post, she sniffles out, "Over there." Walking over to the post, he tries to see where it might have fallen, or if it had just been taken. As he looks about the corner of the fence, he spots the likely suspect's footprints, or more accurately paw prints of the puppy next door. This makes him feel even more disgruntled, knowing that he will have to track down the pup. Looking at the girl, he motions for her to stay put, then takes a large step over the fence and begins to look for any sign of freshly dug dirt. When Sven rounds the back of the house, he is greeted by a very muddy and happy puppy who is jumping excitedly. Stepping out of the line of play, he manages to think quickly on his feet and picks up a nearby stick. He tosses it to distract the pup. As he continues looking around for where the pup might have buried his new-found treasure, it takes quite a few more tosses before Sven finds a spot of fresh dug dirt underneath a patch of black-eyed Susans. Crouching down, he sifts through the dirt and is relieved to find a bit of pink showing. With a few more handfuls, the little doll is uncovered. Sensing that the play is over, the puppy gives a slight whimper. Hearing the disappointment in the pup, he tosses the stick a good distance one last time before heading back to the front of the little house. Dusting the doll off as best he can, Sven looks over at the little girl. "Here's your doll." She looks up at him and then to the doll. "It's all gross. You want a new one." He gives a sigh. "Or you could give this one a bath. It needs to be clean." She sniffles. He sighs inwardly. "Okay, let's go get it cleaned up." She holds out her hand to him, and he takes it and leads her to the back garden sink. He uses the little hand pump to fill the sink full of cool, refreshing water. "Are you going to clean her?" she asks while watching him. Thank you for listening to my story. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.